Have you ever wondered how different the Naruto story would be if Naruto Uzumaki married Sakura Haruno instead of Hinata Hyuga? Would things turn out for better or would things turn out for worse? In today's edition of Naruto What If, we're going to take a look at just that scenario. As the Naruto story moved closer and closer towards its eventual ending, the romantic pairing of Naruto Uzumaki became a very hotly debated topic amongst fans. A lot of fans wanted him to end up with Sakura, a growing number of fans wanted him to reward Hinata's perseverance by making her his wife, and a very surprisingly large number of people actually wanted Naruto to end up with Sasuke Uchiha. The Narusaku versus Naruhina debates on various Naruto fan forums and videos raged on, reaching their high point between the years of 2011 and 2012, when the manga finally ended with chapter 700. Despite the comments that Kishimoto made back in 2017, stating that he'd always planned the pairings from the very beginning of the series, several of his comments directly after the end of the Naruto manga ended revealed that Kishimoto had actually decided to make Naruto end up with Hinata after the end of the Pain arc, which concluded around volume 48, which coincides with Hinata Hyuga's massive boost in popularity and the very quick decline of Sakura Haruno's popularity. In order to keep this video from getting far too off track, I'm gonna save all that information for another video because there's enough information to go over in regards to both the Naruhina and Narusaku pairings that it deserves its own video because of how much Masashi Kishimoto has contradicted himself in the 5 years since the end of the Naruto manga. Now, moving back to the topic at hand, as we all know, Naruto married Hinata and currently has a pair of very well-loved children, especially when you look at Himawari Uzumaki, who most Naruto fans are in agreement with that they love her as a character. And when it comes to Boruto, Boruto's pretty divisive, but even the staunchest Boruto haters probably enjoy his character as well. Now, Sasuke married Sakura and has a daughter named Sarada. However, what if this didn't happen? What if the pairing that Masashi Kishimoto's own wife begged for him to go with actually happened? What if Naruto actually captured Sakura Haruno's heart? In order for this to happen, there would need to be a major change at the end of the Naruto series. When Sasuke declared his plan to kill the 5 Kages and kill Naruto, Sakura cried out her love for Sasuke, hoping that by showing how deeply she cared for him, that she could steer Sasuke off the path of darkness. This would be where our trigger point occurs. Hearing Sasuke's cold words and seeing the bloodlust in his eyes would break Sakura's heart all over again. Instead, Sakura's character will begin to mirror that of her character profile in Naruto Data Book 3, in which Masashi Kishimoto wrote that Sakura's feelings for Naruto had become extremely confused, and at the sight of Naruto, her heart began to flutter. In the very same entry, Kishimoto wrote that during the time skip, Sakura had begun to move past her feelings for Sasuke, which made her confusion about her feelings for Naruto all the more hard for her to sort out. Seeing one of her teammates cloaked in darkness and seeing the other fight to be the light that shines through that darkness would leave Sakura in utter silence. Because she wouldn't speak, Sasuke wouldn't be as quick to place on her genjutsu, but I do believe that Sasuke would still play it safe and knock her out in order to keep Sakura from getting involved in his battle with Naruto, especially given the fact that she could have gotten involved and there was the possibility she could heal Kakashi and Sasuke would be in over his head. The final fight of Naruto versus Sasuke will proceed as normal, with both ninja losing an arm and being healed by Sakura after bleeding out for nearly a day. As Sakura healed both fighters, because she would be so swept up in her own emotional whirlwind, Sakura would become all the more confused as she listened to Sasuke's apology. Looking between Naruto and Sasuke in silence, Sakura's eyes would reflect the crossroads she was at. Her eyes would suddenly become brim-filled with tears as she recalled everything that Sasuke put her through, from his rapid departure to join Orochimaru, to trying to kill her during the 5 Kage summit, to now blowing off of one of Naruto's arms after declaring he would kill Naruto, as well as the 5 Kage, which also includes her mentor in Tsunade. She would recall how she cried tears as she begged for Naruto to bring Sasuke back to her, and how much Naruto endured in order to make sure that they got to the point they're at now. Thinking of the numerous times and the numerous crimes that Sasuke committed, Sakura would slowly have her heart shattered, continuing the process of her moving on from Sasuke. Unlike the manga version of these events, there would be no laughter amongst Team 7, but instead there would only be silence being broken by Sakura's quiet crying. During what we now know is an 18-month period where Sasuke was in prison, Sakura would continue to assist Tsunade in creating the prosthetic arms for both Naruto and Sasuke, with Sasuke obviously declining his. When Sasuke finally leaves the village in chapter 699, Sakura would say nothing as Kakashi warned Sasuke not to cause any trouble on his redemption journey, or else Sasuke would be right back in prison. Sakura would take the next crucial step in her development and not ask Sasuke to take her with him on his redemption journey. Now, the next major change occurs almost 2 years later when the events of Naruto the Last happens in the timeline. Like Kishimoto revealed in 2015 and 2017, the love triangle that he tried to create with Naruto, Sakura, and Hinata and failed very miserably at would finally occur. In the years after the war, Sakura would notice how Naruto's popularity with women had suddenly skyrocketed, as he was now seen as the ninja who saved the village from pain and was credited as the man who single-handedly ended the 4th Great Ninja War, and most importantly, he was now openly being recognized as the son of the 4th Hokage. Unlike Hinata, who in the Naruto the Last novelization was suddenly threatened by Naruto's popularity, Sakura wouldn't feel threatened by Naruto's popularity boost. Sakura would find her heart fluttering all the more, and her emotions would become even more confused. In another databook entry, Kishimoto wrote how Sakura used to view Naruto as being annoying, but as she watched Naruto mature, she felt her heart rush whenever she looked at Naruto. She secretly acknowledged that Naruto was always the one at her side, always there encouraging her, and always being there to protect her. Seeing Naruto now be the focus of women everywhere would remind her of how Sasuke once was in that position, and Sakura would become more confused all the more. Once the two of them sit down to eat at the ramen shop, another change would occur. Sakura would still try telling Naruto that romantic love isn't the same as loving ramen. In Naruto the Last, Naruto took Sakura's words at face value, never questioning what she said. Instead, Naruto would draw back on the events of the early portion of the Naruto series and challenge her belief that he didn't know what love was. Naruto would finally reveal to Sakura that it was he and not Sasuke Uchiha who complimented on her forehead and said that he would want to kiss it if he had the opportunity. It was also he who made Sakura blush as she took note of her biggest insecurity and how Naruto's the one who complimented on her and not Sasuke himself. This would be very important because in this moment, Sakura had only moments before thought that her forehead would be the reason that Sasuke or anyone else would never come to love her. Sakura's reaction to that would be that of the prototypical female shonen love interest of the main character. Her anger and embarrassment and confusion will lead to her shouting at Naruto, calling him a baka and hitting him, likely knocking his face into the ramen bowl and breaking the table in half. More confused than ever before, Sakura would storm off. In the days before Toneri kidnaps Hinata, Sakura would think back to Naruto's words and replay that very moment that Naruto revealed to her. It was in Naruto chapter 3 where Sakura revealed that Sasuke had looked into her eyes and looked at her in a love and warming manner, and that she felt as if Sasuke was looking deep into her heart. As she recalled this moment, Sakura realized that it hadn't been Sasuke who'd been looking into her heart in that moment, but instead it had been her hyperactive, knuckleheaded teammate Naruto Uzumaki. The love triangle would continue to get all the more complicated. Toneri would still come to Earth to kidnap Hinata and take Hanabi's eyes. Hinata would still be placed on the team with Naruto, but as the mission progressed, there would become a noticeable sense of discomfort between Naruto and Sakura because of what happened at the ramen shop. By the events of the underground spring taking place, another change would occur. In the novelization for the movie, it was revealed that Sakura started to fall under Toneri's genjutsu, but she immediately snapped out of it. In both the movie and in the novel, Naruto's scarf was used to connect Naruto and Hinata. Instead of being unconscious, forehead to forehead facing Hinata, Naruto would now be positioned forehead to forehead next to Sakura Haruno. In this scenario, Sakura would be flooded with memories, just like Naruto's flooded with Hinata's memories, which helped Naruto see just how much Hinata loved him. Sakura would recall the day that Naruto fooled her into thinking that he was Sasuke. She would see in a completely new light how deeply her words hurt Naruto and how they cut into him when she said that she felt as if Naruto took great joy in watching her struggle and watching her suffer. As their foreheads touched, more of Naruto's memories would flood into Sakura's mind. She would hear for the very first time Naruto's internal monologue, where he revealed that he finally understood why he liked Sakura as much as he did. During the time he pretended to be Sasuke, she would jump forward in time to see how hard Naruto battled in order to protect her from Gaara when she was unconscious, and how hard Naruto fought Gaara when Gaara had Sakura pinned to the tree. She would see the pained expression on Naruto's face when Tsunade healed Sasuke, and how even Tsunade took note of the deeply hurt face that Naruto made when Sakura was crying over Sasuke. She would see just how deeply Naruto was hurt when she asked him to bring Sasuke back to the village. She would see with brand new eyes just what really happened in the scene that took place in chapter 183. Sakura would see just how much it hurt Naruto when he looked away at her crying to bring Sasuke back, the hurt piling up into his eyes, and how he still put on a pained smile when he asked her if she really liked Sasuke. She would see with brand new eyes just what Naruto truly meant when he said that he knew just how much pain she was in over her feelings for Sasuke and that he understood her all too well. She would see everything she missed originally because she had been crying and looking down originally, and when she did look up, her eyes were closed. She would see how Naruto's thoughts went straight to a crying Sakura as he confronted Sasuke, and see just how much physical pain Naruto endured in order to bring Sasuke back to the village. Just like Naruto received a snapshot of memories showing just how much Hinata cared for him, Sakura would get the same flood of memories from Naruto, including the one from chapter 457 where he told Sai he could never profess his love for Sakura until he fulfilled his promise to her about Sasuke. She would see the events of chapter 458 where Sai told her that even how Karui beat Naruto looking for information for Sasuke, and how Naruto never gave up anything out of his feelings for Sakura and his loyalty to Sasuke. Just like Naruto received a snapshot of memories showing just how much Hinata cared for him, Sakura would get the same flood of emotions from Naruto, including the one in chapter 457 where he told Sai he could never profess his love for Sakura until he fulfilled his promise to her about Sasuke. She would see the events of chapter 458 where Sai told her how Karui beat Naruto looking for information on Sasuke, but she would see the brutal beating firsthand. Sakura would see Kushina's final words to him, telling him to stay away from girls who were weird and instead to find someone just like her. She would realize just what Naruto had meant when he had been saying goodbye to his father, the 4th Hokage, when he said that not everything had gone the way that his mom really wanted. A giant collage of Naruto would be formed in her mind out of all of these memories. Sakura would now break out of the genjutsu just as she did originally. As she began releasing her teammates from the genjutsu, Sakura would pause at the sight of Naruto. Like previously mentioned when referencing the 2 previous databook entries, as well as an older interview by Kishimoto, Sakura would come to the conclusion of just how much Naruto had been at her side. Even when she didn't realize it, she would realize just how much and how often Naruto had put Sakura's needs before his own. Shikamaru would still order for the mission to continue, but here another change would occur. Originally, Naruto stayed back to speak with Hinata with the intention of bringing up what he saw, but in this scenario, it would be Sakura who asked for the conversation. Since Sakura isn't one to tiptoe around her thoughts, she wouldn't waste time like Hinata, or she wouldn't be nervous like Naruto was. I could see her bringing up this subject herself. However, I could also see Sakura backing out if we're staying in character, stating that they could talk about what happened later so as to give herself time to sort through her own emotions. Toneri would instead attack Shikamaru's group since he was originally after Hinata and only appeared in front of Naruto due to Naruto being in the area where Hinata was. While Shikamaru's team fought off the giant crab, Toneri would speak with Hinata. Hinata would notice right away that they were dealing with a puppet due to her Byakugan's ability, but given the strength levels of Hinata, Shikamaru, and Sai, it wouldn't matter until Naruto and Sakura arrived to clean up the mess. When the teams finally reached the deserted ruins, Naruto would pair off with Sakura, which wouldn't be hard to imagine given how long the two of them have been teammates. For Shikamaru, someone who's so logical and reasonable, it would make sense to make this call since the strongest ninja would be charged with the protection of the team medic, who is seen in most cases as being vital to team success. With Sakura now fully aware of Naruto's feelings, she would let her guard down as they searched through the ruins for answers. She would become more affectionate towards him as she reflected on the heavy burden that she had placed on him over the years. Just as Naruto slowly began to recognize how deeply Hinata cared for him and got swept up in the feelings of that love, the same thing would happen to Sakura here as she interacted with Naruto since they would be alone. It would be here that Sakura would bring up the genjutsu trap with Naruto, but before Naruto could answer the question about our feelings for her, Sai would barge in just as he did originally to bring the two back to Shikamaru because this discovery would be made. The underground shrine would be found much faster since Hinata would have her Byakugan activated. Hinata would notice immediately the change in Naruto and Sakura, how they were more affectionate and trying not to hide it. Just as Shikamaru Nara noticed in the novelization the same thing had happened with Naruto and Hinata. In the novelization, Shikamaru almost reprimanded Naruto over his interaction with Hinata because he thought that he was too distracted to focus on the mission, and Shikamaru was worried that their mission would become a failure. Now, seeing the awkwardness between Naruto and Sakura, as well as how their interactions affected Hinata, who openly had a crush on Naruto, Shikamaru will be forced to step in and reorganize the teams. Sakura would be placed on a team with Sai, and Hinata would be placed with Shikamaru. Naruto would make up the rear of the team, protecting them from behind. Where it gets interesting is where Toneri appears that night to take Hinata. There remains a possibility that the entire team is assembled that night. This could lead to Toneri fighting off the various members of the team, making fodder out of Shikamaru and Sai. However, I could also see a scenario where Hinata still sneaks off on her own, just as she did originally, and Toneri would quickly take her away while the team was all asleep. In my opinion, I believe Toneri attacking the group is the most likely scenario to happen, with him taking out Sai and Shikamaru at the very start of the battle. If his attack that he used on Naruto didn't result in the immediate deaths of both ninja, Sakura would be forced to heal them, leaving Naruto to deal with Toneri. It would be here that Naruto would be taken out the fight as well by Toneri's jutsu, and Hinata would be taken away. In the movie and the novelization for Naruto the Last, Sakura exhausted so much of her chakra just trying to heal Naruto that she needed a very lengthy time period to recover. In this scenario, she would deplete nearly all of her chakra, restoring Naruto's massive reserves as well as healing her other two teammates. This would finally give us the moment where Naruto and Sakura have their long put off conversation. Naruto reminds Sakura of what she asked him, and he would confess his love for her. It would be here that Sakura, with tears in her eyes, would apologize for how she treated Naruto, burdening him with the task of saving Sasuke. Sakura would also bring up her false confession and how Naruto said he hated people who lied to themselves, and she softly would say that she knew who she was now, and she was no longer lying when she said she loved him and not Sasuke. She would remind him of her words, of how a woman's heart is fickle and can change like the seasons, and that this mission has brought about a new season for her. From here, the story would continue just as it did originally. Hinata wouldn't willingly marry Toneri, but due to her being the only person who could destroy the Tenseigan, as stated in the novelization, Naruto would have to work with Hinata to destroy it when they got to the floating island. Naruto would go on to demolish Toneri, and Hinata would take back her sister's eyes. A major change occurs where Naruto and Sakura descend back to Earth. In this scenario, Naruto and Sakura would hold hands as they run past the younger versions of themselves. Naruto would see the young Sakura, who was picked on until Ino built up her self-esteem. Sakura would see the lonely Naruto being acknowledged by Iruka. The culmination would be the two of them sharing a very passionate kiss in the air. Down on the Earth, Hinata would watch the scene unfold with the same heartbroken smile that Naruto gave Sakura when he watched Sakura hug Sasuke. In the years afterwards, Naruto and Sakura go closer, but their relationship wouldn't be smooth. Instead of being the very docile female love interest like Hinata was, Naruto would be faced with being in a relationship with the prototypical female love interest that comes from a classic shonen pairing. Naruto would serve the role as the idiot hero, and Sakura would be the outspoken, hot-tempered, hot-blooded female love interest. For examples of how this relationship would work, look no further than classic pairings like Kenshin and Kaoru, Inuyasha and Kagome, Yusuke and Keiko, Renji and Rukia, and Bulma and Vegeta. Their relationship would take time to progress to this point, just like it did for the pairings that were mentioned above, with Sakura slowly over time scaling back her loud shouting and criticisms of Naruto and tendency to knock Naruto out whenever he did something stupid. Like Kushina Uzumaki stated, it takes time from going from being a young and not knowing any better person to looking down at the hero to accepting the role beside him as his love interest. None of these women abandoned their hot-blooded nature, but instead they only scaled it back as their love continued to mature. Because Sakura would be busy setting up her ninja clinics around the ninja world and proving herself worthy as a jonin, she would grow in notoriety just as Naruto did. As Naruto continued on his path towards being Hokage, Sakura would marry Naruto. As they married under the backdrop of the Hokage monument, Naruto would look up at Minato Minato's face and tell Minato that he could finally tell Kushina that he'd done everything his mother asked of him by not choosing someone she would think was weird, but instead chose someone who was more like Kushina. If Hinata hadn't become the next Obito, declaring the ninja war over the heartbreak that she felt when Naruto married Sakura, Hinata would go on to be the next clan leader of the Hyuga clan. It would speak volumes about Hinata's character to find inspiration in the fact that Naruto's ninja way was to never give up, and he never gave up on his declaration to win Sakura over, and she would vow to find a love just like the one that Naruto did. Sasuke will likely go on to marry Karin, which would produce one hell of an overpowered child. And it's here I'm gonna leave this off. Now, originally when I made this video, I said that if I got 6,000 likes, I would make a part 2 going over the Boruto era, but I never got around to it when it hit 6,000 likes for obvious reasons, and if you've been here with me for a while, you know what those obvious reasons are. So for this video, I'm gonna cut that in half. If we make it to 3,000 likes, I'll make a part 2, and I'll let you guys pick the names of the children by creating a poll on the community tab. As one final note, I want to ask you guys, how powerful would a kid of Sasuke and Karin be, as well as a child of Naruto and Sakura? Let me know down in the comment section below, but that's gonna be it for this What If. Thanks for watching, guys. Have an incredible day.